Hey there, and welcome. You know that sinking feeling in your stomach when you realize you've run out of money before your next paycheck? Well, this explainer is for you. We're going to break down a really clear 5-step plan to help you finally get a handle on your finances and never go broke again. So let's start by figuring out the trap that so many of us fall into. It's a tough question, I know, but let's just be real for a second. Are you caught in that cycle where your money just seems to vanish as soon as it hits your account? If you're nodding along, you are definitely not alone. But the most important thing is there is a clear way out, and that's exactly what we're here to build today. So the goal today isn't just about getting by. It's about building a system for your money that actually works for you, We're going to walk through a super practical, actionable plan that puts you back in the driver's seat of your financial life. Okay, first things first, we have to really understand the problem we're trying to solve. So, in this first section, we're going to dissect the paycheck-to-paycheck trap. Because once you see how the machine works, you'll see exactly how to break it. Now take a look at this. This is the trap in its simplest form. You get paid, right away a huge chunk goes to the big stuff. Rent, bills, groceries. Then you spend a little here and there on extras, and before you know it, poof, you're at zero, just waiting for that next paycheck to do it all over again. Does this look a little too familiar? Because for millions, this is just normal. And here is the fundamental problem. This whole system is incredibly fragile. It's like a house of cards. There's no safety net, no buffer at all. If you miss one paycheck or get hit with one unexpected expense, the entire thing just comes crashing down. The source material really just hits the nail on the head with this one. Constantly worrying about money, never feeling like you can get ahead. That's not really living, is it? It's just existing. So the point is, we have to make an active choice to build a new system. And that starts with how we think. So let's move on to section 2 and see how we do that. This is where we lay the groundwork for a much better way forward. And it all starts not with some complicated spreadsheet, but just with a small shift in your mindset. Now, when you hear the word frugal, you might think of, pinching every last penny and living this miserable life where you can't have anything fun. But that's not what this is about at all. True frugality is just about making intentional choices to cut out waste, so your money can go toward things that actually matter to you. Just look at these examples, right? It's not about never having nice things. It's about asking, do I really need that? Do you really need that huge house? Could a cheaper, reliable car get you from A to B just as well? These small, intentional shifts from wasteful spending to mindful spending can free up a shocking amount of money. And boom, here's the immediate payoff. When you cut out the waste, for maybe the first time ever, you might actually see money left in your account at the end of the month. This little surplus, it's not $1 million, but it is the critical first step out of the trap. Okay, on to section 3. So now that you've created a little bit of breathing room in your budget, it is time to use that extra cash to build something really powerful, your safety net. This is the tool that will finally break your dependency on that next paycheck. This right here, this is a total game changer. The idea is simple. Before you pay your rent, before you pay your phone bill, before you pay anyone else, you take a piece of your paycheck and you put it directly into your savings. You are making your own financial security the #1 priority. You pay yourself first. So what are we aiming for here? The general rule of thumb is to build up an emergency fund that can cover 6 to 12 months of your essential living expenses. This is the cushion that protects you from a job loss or a huge unexpected bill. It's your financial shock absorber. And look how this one simple change completely flips the script. The paycheck comes in, and the very first thing you do, the first transaction, is a transfer to your emergency fund. Then you go about paying bills and spending. It's amazing how reordering these steps ensures your safety net is always growing. I absolutely love this quote from the source because it's just so direct and so true. Life happens. Your car is going to break down eventually. Emergencies are going to pop up. And when they do, you have to be your own rescuer. This emergency fund is how you do it. All right, section 4. Now we're getting to the fun part. Once your emergency fund is full, you have a new mission to make your money start working for you. It's time to build your growth engine. So with your emergency fund full, you might be thinking, great, I'll just keep saving. But there's a problem. This sneaky little thing called inflation. The cash sitting in your savings account is actually losing its buying power over time. As a source bluntly puts it, there ain't no dollar menu anymore. Prices go up, and your money needs to grow just to keep up.
And look, getting started is way simpler than you might think. You open a brokerage account and you put your money into simple, diversified things like low-cost index funds. They're great because they automatically spread your money across hundreds of companies, so you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. And then, and this is the hardest part, you just have to be patient and let it grow.
And this is the magic of investing. What you're doing is creating passive income. That's money your money earns for you without you having to lift a finger. It's one of the only ways to actually make money while you sleep. This slide shows the beautiful cycle of compounding. You invest your money, that money grows and creates profits. But you don't take those profits out. You put them right back in to grow even more. You just keep repeating this cycle, and over time, the growth can become truly incredible. And that brings us to our final section, your future. Because with a solid safety net in place and a growth engine that's chugging along, a whole new world of possibilities starts to open up for you. This is what financial freedom really starts to look and feel like. Think about it. When you're not desperate for that next paycheck, your decisions are no longer driven by fear. You suddenly have the freedom to take some calculated risks. You could start that side hustle you've been thinking about, maybe launch that business you've been dreaming of, or just find a job that you genuinely enjoy instead of one you have to tolerate just to pay the bills. So it all comes down to this contrast right here. You move from the vicious circle, which is fragile, totally dependent on one income, and just filled with constant worry, to a sustainable system. A system that is resilient, that has multiple income streams working for you, and most importantly, one that puts you in control. This isn't just about managing money differently. It's about living differently. This whole journey, from being stuck in the paycheck trap all the way to financial freedom, it all starts with one single action. It might not be flashy, but it's powerful, and it works. So looking back at everything we've talked about, I just want you to ask yourself, what is your first step going to be? What are you going to do today?